Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. This is Dr.Nazma and in this video we are going to continue the NCERT Solutions of some basic concepts of chemistry. This is part 3 of the video and we are going to start the question number 1.11. The remaining questions, as in the questions from 1 to 10, have been covered in the first two parts. You can also find the link of those videos in the description. Let's read the question. What is the concentration of sugar whose given C12H22O11? What is the concentration of sugar in moles per liter if its 20 grams are dissolved in enough water to make a final volume up to 2 liters? They're asking you to calculate concentration in terms of moles per liter, which is nothing but in terms of molarity. And molarity is N by V. It is a formula of molarity. And what do you know in order to calculate molarity? You know the grams of sugar. So here you're mixing sugar in plenty of water, in enough water, right? Which means sugar is solute. Sugar is solute, and you know the mass of the solute, which is 20 grams. You don't know the mass of solvent, which is actually not even needed. But you know the final volume, which is 2 liters. So you know the mass of sugar, you know the final volume. Now let's try to calculate molarity. So before we could calculate molarity, a few things. Molarity is N by V, which is number of moles of solute by volume. And number of moles of solute N can also be represented as the weight of given solute divided by gram molecular weight. You can write it as the mass of given solute by gram molecular mass also. In chemistry, mass and weight do not have a considerate difference. So now N is equal to W by GMW. You can substitute the N value here in the formula of molarity and write molarity is weight by gram molecular weight. This is of a solute into 1 by V. Volume has to be taken in liters. Volume of the entire solution. This is the formula. So now to be able to substitute the entities in the formula, what all do we have? We have the final volume, which is nothing but 2 liters. So we have this term. We have the given mass of the solute. But do we know the gram molecular mass of the solute? And you know how to calculate it already, isn't it? So gram molar mass is nothing but the sum of atomic masses of all the elements present in the given molecule. So in C12H22O11, you are having 12 carbon atoms, plus you are having 22 hydrogen atoms, plus you are also having 11 oxygen atoms, which will be 12 into 12. Mass of one carbon is 12. And 22 into mass of one hydrogen atom is 1 unit. And 11 into mass of oxygen, one oxygen is 16 units. So you just got to simplify this and see. The mass is going to be 342. If it is converted into grams or spoken in terms of grams, it's called 342 grams. 1 mole of sugar, 1 mole of sucrose sugar. This is the formula of sucrose. Sucrose sugar is equal to 342 grams. Now you just got to substitute it. Molarity is equal to weight, which is 20, divided by gram molar mass, which is 342 of solute, into 1 by 2 liters volume. You just got to simplify it. If you look at what I have represented here in the typed form, it is the same. Instead of separating these two terms like weight by gram molar mass and volume, I have kept them together. That's all is the difference. So now you simplify it, and once you simplify, your answer must be 0.029, which is the concentration of the sugar solution that we are talking about. It is 0.02925 moles per liter. But in exam, you don't need to write so many decimals. After 0.3 decimals are enough. Okay. So this is about the question 1.11. Let's go to the next question. Question number 1.12. Guys and girls who are listening to me, in case you have any doubts in these solutions, please do not hesitate asking me the same in the comments. Let's read this question. If the density of methanol is 0.793 kgs per liter, units are important, especially when you talk about density and temperature. What is the volume needed for making 2.5 liters of its 0.25 molar solution? So you have been given a methanol solution or a sample whose density is 0.793 kgs per liter. This is one thing. And now from this methanol that you have been given, you got to prepare a new solution whose volume is 2.5 liters and whose molarity is 0.25. Let's see how to solve this question. First of all, since we are talking about methanol, let's calculate the molar mass of methanol. Methanol has 1 carbon, 4 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. Summing up all their atomic masses, its atomic mass is going to come out to be 32 grams per 1 mole. So now this 32 grams per 1 mole, grams per 1 mole is being converted into kilograms per mole. I'm converting grams into kilograms, which in turn means I'm treating this, I'm adding in 10 power minus 3. I'm multiplying this with 10 power minus 3, which in turn gives me 0.032 kg per mole. This is the mass, molar mass of ethanol in kilograms. Fine. So now we know that molarity is usually nothing but N by V, number of moles by V, which is volume, correct? And now the molarity of methanol solution is being calculated using an entirely different formula. And I'll show you how did we get this formula over here. We already know that density, we already know that density is equal to mass by volume, right? So now from here, we can also write that volume is equal to mass by density, correct? Similarly, we already know that molarity is equal to N by V, which can be expanded and written as mass, given mass divided by molar mass. I'm writing it as gram molar mass of solute into 1 by V. So now what am I trying to do is, since I know that volume is equal to mass by density, I also have the volume term over here in formula of molarity. I'm substituting this one, equation number 1 in equation number 2. I'm substituting a different expression of volume into equation number 2. And after doing that, what will we have? We'll have molarity is equal to mass by gram molar mass into 1 by V. Now is being written as mass by density. Mass by density. So now by rearranging it, I can also write it as mass by gram molecular mass into density by mass. If you look at it, these two terms are same. I'm cancelling both of them. So now from here we understand that molarity is equal to density by gram molecular mass. So this is a new formula. I'm using the very same new formula over here. I hope you have understood how did I derive it. Simple. I'm deriving this formula from the formula of density and molarity. Okay. So now the new formula molarity is density by gram molar mass is being used over here. Molarity of methanol solution is equal to the density of methanol solution, which is 0.793 kgs per liter. This is given in the question, divided by the gram molar mass we just have calculated here. When you simplify, you're getting the molarity of the methanol solution. This is the solution that you already have. Okay. Now, what is the problem in the question? The problem is to calculate, let's go back to the question. The problem is to calculate what is the volume needed. Volume needed for making a solution whose volume is equal to 2.5 and whose molarity is equal to 0.25. What is this? You have a solution whose volume is unknown to you. You don't know how much of the volume of the solution that you have should be used in order to get this solution. This is the required solution. You're planning to prepare the solution. You have a solution. You don't know how much volume of the solution that you need to take. You got to calculate it. And do you know the molarity of the solution? Yes, you just have calculated. It is 24.78. So you have 24.78. So I'm considering this as V1 and M1. These are the solutions that you have with you. And this is the required solution. V2 and M2. Fine. So you can use the formula M1 V1 is equal to M2 V2. So one of them is for given solution, the other set is for the solution that you're trying to prepare. Fine. So currently I'm using M1 and V1, these two terms for here, these two terms here for the solution that you already know. So M1 is 24.78 substituted. V1 is what I don't know, so I'm leaving it as V1. M2 is 2.5 and V2 is 0.25 moles. And now how did I get this? How did I get it is 0.25 moles per liter? Because it's given already, right? 2.5 liters of volume and 0.25 molarity of the solution is needed. It's given in the question. So substituting it and simplifying, we get volume to be 0.025 liters. You can convert it into milliliters by multiplying this with 10 power 3. It will be 25.22 milliliters. So it sounds like to be a confusing question, but in fact this is not. In case you are stuck up, please try to replay this part of the video once more. Okay. Now, in case you have doubts which are not solved even after replaying the video, please get back to me through the comments. Let's move on to question number 1.13 now. So question number 1.13 says pressure is determined as force per unit area of the surface. This is the definition of pressure. The SI unit of pressure is Pascal. It is equal to 1 Newton meter square. 1 Pascal is equal to 1 Newton meter square. This is like the description. Now the question is, if mass of air at sea level is 1034 grams per cc, look at this, grams per cc, calculate the pressure in pascals. So you know the mass of air, but do you know the other term in order to calculate the pressure? You don't know, but you can still derive it from this grams per cc wala unit. Grams per centimeter square. It's not cc. I'm sorry for that. Cc is centimeter cube. Here it is centimeter square. Now, let's move on. We know that pressure is equal to F by A, force per unit area. And force is nothing but F is equal to MA, right? So you know what is M, you know what is A. A is a constant. So you're applying both of them in the formula. And what is the area? Centimeter square. They have given it in the question itself. Grams per centimeter square. So this is the weight of air per 1 centimeter square. So I'm taking centimeter square in place of area. Now since it is there in the grams, I'm converting this into kilograms. And since it is there in centimeter square, I'm converting this into meter square by unit conversion. And when I simplify all of this, I get 1.01 into 10 power 5 kilograms per meter second square. This is the pressure according to the calculation that we have conducted. But then our job is here not to calculate the pressure alone, but to calculate the pressure in pascals, right? We know that 1 Newton is equal to 1 kilogram meter second square inverse, right? So now, if this is the conversion, you have so many kilograms per meter second square. Can you convert this into the newtons? Yes, of course we can convert. But then for being able to do that, you need to know the relation between Pascal and Newton meter square. 1 Pascal is 1 Newton meter square, which in turn is equal to 1 kilograms per meter square second square. So now after unit conversion, pressure of 1.01 into 10 power 5 kilograms per meter second square is equal to 1.01 into 10 power 5 pascals. Magnitude wise both of them are same, but then the point is you knowing this unit conversion. I suggest you to master the conversions of unit because it is not only essential in chemistry but it is also essential in physics. Now let's quickly move on to question number 1.14. What is the SI unit of mass and how is it defined? So mass is, SI unit of mass first of all is kilogram, and 1 kilogram is the mass which is equal to the mass of the international prototype of kilogram. And you can convert kilogram into various prefixes as you already know. Let's move on. Question number 1.15. So here is a table. You got to match the following prefixes with their multiples. So you have the prefixes, you have the multiples, you got to match them. This is an important stuff because in chemistry, going ahead in class 11, also in class 12, you will be using a few of these prefixes very much. Like you will use micro, deca and mega. But other than this, you will also be using pico and nano. So let's know how to match them. Micro is 10 power minus 6. Followed by deca is just 10, mega is 10 power 6 and giga is 10 power 9. Femto is 10 power minus 15. This is something that you got to memorize or remember. Fine. So this is about this video guys. I'll help you with the rest of the questions starting from 1.16 in one other video. Until then, if you have any doubts, please ask me in the comment section. Bye bye everyone.